What is up? This is Josh West with Cellar Sound, and today I have an awesome video for you talking about how to get a Fat Synth Bass all inside of GarageBand using the stock bass presets and instruments and also all stock plugins. Before I get into that, if you're new to this channel and you're trying to learn how to EQ and compress and even learn how to saturate your vocals and add really effective distortion, I have created a ultimate vocal preset bundle just for you. It comes with over 30 presets for EQ, compression, and saturation. And when you sign up for it at cellarsound.co/free presets, you get all the presets that go straight into your computer. And then you also get a training video that shows you how to put them in your computer correctly so that you can access them every single time. And it shows you how to manipulate these presets and what settings to look for, what gain to look for so that you can use them on all your vocals. And the goal of this preset bundle is not for you to just select all these presets and just kind of try and get a good sound. It's for you to learn how to listen to certain frequencies so eventually you can start EQing and compressing on your own. And I get emails every single day about people getting really stoked on these presets, and people have used them on acoustic guitars and strings, and I just really want that for you. My goal for the whole thing is for you to learn and grow and learn how to manipulate your audio yourself, because that at the end of the day, like, you are you and you have a sound and we want that to come through. So that's the whole point of this preset bundle. So go grab that at cellarsound.co/free presets. All right, let's get into this video today. So my day job is a sound designer, and I am constantly in different pieces of software and trying to find cool sounds and trying to achieve cool sounds and just make stuff unique and interesting and kind of me. And that's my entire goal. And it's really fun to go inside of GarageBand and start playing with some of these synth presets here and taking something that kind of sounds flat and just kind of normal and something you've heard every day and manipulating it in a creative way to really bring it out and be unique and interesting and can totally influence how you write a song. So I just created a simple drum loop here and just kind of some synth stuff, and then I found this vintage funk bass that I could tell had a lot of room for it to be really cool. So let's just listen to exactly how it sounds. I just kind of recorded in this quick little bass part, and yeah, let's see how it sounds. Cool. So kind of sounds flat, and it could use a lot of work. So I'm going to delete this one. I have the same version here, except for I got rid of all the plugins. I normally like to do that because the main manipulation that we're going to do with this guy is all through plugins. I mean, you can kind of mess with all this stuff, but the sound itself is pretty good, and we're just going to mangle it and really take it to a completely different level. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is, I know I'm going to want some distortion. So we're going to go to this Distortion 2 plugin, which sounds really good inside of GarageBand. It's a lot better than the Distortion 1 for whatever reason. And I actually have, in my preset bundle, there's presets here for vocals, and these are all really cool. But we're not going to mess with the presets today. We're just going to play around with this. The first thing that I know I'm going to want is a lot of pre-gain. So we're going to bump that all the way up, and then I'm just going to kind of play with some of these settings and try and get a really cool bass sound. So let's solo out the bass and let's play with it. All right, so that is a very different sound. That sounds pretty good. So let's hear it without this plugin, how it was originally. And let's turn this on. So huge difference. If you're not wearing headphones, I highly suggest you pause this video and go grab some headphones, because there's so much low end that just came out of there that this distortion is actually creating and really bringing that out to the front, which is awesome and makes a huge difference with the track. But let's real quick play it without this plugin in the track here. And let's turn this distortion on. Huge difference. This is starting to create the sound of the track now. Before, it just kind of was flat, and you almost feel like you needed to add a bunch of stuff, and now you're like, oh, okay, this is pretty sweet. So this is awesome. Next thing we're going to do is I want the low end of this distortion 2 guy did really, really well, and I kind of want to add a little more grit to the mid-range, so I'm going to go and add another distortion, and we're going to try, let's do this overdrive guy. This one's really cool because you can kind of pick your frequency, tone, which is awesome, and I already know I'm going to lower this output because we're going to overdrive this like crazy, so I don't want to kill you guys with actual distortion on my channel here. All right, so that's sounding pretty sweet. Let's use this output level to have it mixed in with the track well. So you can hear we still have that low end sub stuff, and we're really starting to push kind of the mid range of this bass, and it's sounding pretty sweet. So let's turn this guy off and hear what we had before. Sounds pretty cool, but this brings it to a different level here. Sweet, that sounds awesome. All right, next thing that we're gonna do, let's try, and I wanna go to, there's a cool feature inside this fuzz wah plugin that's pretty fun. I'm gonna turn off this wah, we're gonna hit this fuzz, and we're just gonna add some cool kind of, I don't know, just kind of a cool tone across the entire image of this bass. Let's play with this just a little bit here. Sweet. So we're really just adding this kind of fuzz tone and gain, and we're taking that super distorted bass sound that we had, and we're kind of softening it just a little bit, and it allows it kind of to step back into the track and still sound pretty cool. I really like this plugin. It's fun. The wah kind of sounds crazy. I'll let you hear how it sounds. It's cool, but it takes away from the entire sound. So let's turn this guy off and see where we were before. Still a great sound, but we're just playing around here. I like this one a little better. It kind of controls the bass more. Pretty sweet. All right, and the next thing that I want to do is I want to play a little bit with the performance of this bass. So I recorded this down and then kind of lined up all the notes to make it really in time with the kit here. And this is kind of, I don't know, like a little funky-ish kind of track, and I want to add some delay to delay all the attacks of these notes so that the kick hits and then slightly later this bass kind of hits in, and it adds just a nice feel to the track. So let's go to delay. Where are you at? There's delay. And let's do sample delay. This is really fun because I could go in here and like zoom way in and move this slightly over and come out and listen to it, but this plugin's nice because you can just throw it on there. It doesn't take really any DSP at all. You can link this left and right and then delay by samples this track, and it's kind of fun. So we're going to start with 100 samples, and let's just see where that gets us here. So again, it's just right after that kick that comes in. Let's try 200 just to play. Let's just go. And all this is doing is just adding kind of some vibe to the track, and it's kind of cool. All right, so 200 is in a really good spot here, and I like it. And let's turn this off just to kind of hear how it sounds without it. Kind of sounds plain, kind of sounds like it's right with that kit, and let's turn on this delay. And again, it's just adding some feel and some vibe, and it sounds really cool. So right now, this bass is in a really cool spot to start adding a bunch of other instruments, and you can really create a full track around this sound using this as kind of the foundation of the entire track. Let's real quick listen to where we came from. So I'm going to turn off all these plugins, and we're going to go basically to the stock sound that was we very first started on this vintage funk bass sound. Okay, very boring, very just flat, and let's add all our plugins in and hear what we got. Cool, so that's in a really cool spot, and it was just really fun to play around with, and all we did is just add a bunch of distortion, some fuzz in there, some delay, and it completely changed the sound of this bass. And the entire point of this video is to really get you to just go into GarageBand, create a simple loop with no real song in mind, and start clicking through these presets here, and just have fun. Just go and use one of these basses and just start adding distortion, add some random plugins that you never would have thought of, and you'll be surprised at the sound that you get. And the more that you do this, the quicker you're going to start to understand how these plugins are working with these instruments. And when you are actually songwriting and you're in a track and you're creating this drum loop, and this idea will come to your head, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I remember that one time where I added all these distortions and then use this tremolo thing, like that'd be sick in this track. And then you can go in there and just play with it immediately, versus having a track, having that bass and kind of just plucking away and trying to figure out how to make it work. You'll start to create these almost like images in your head of a route that you can go to create a really cool tone and a really cool soundscape for your track. And you can do this on anything. You can do this on synths, drums, anything that you want, and it's just really fun to play with. So definitely implore you to go do that. And again, if you are new here, go grab my Ultimate Vocal Preset Bundle. It's at cellardoorsound.co/free presets, and there's over 30 presets just for you, just for you to manipulate and to play with, and it's just really fun. So definitely go grab that, and thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate that you're here and that you made it this far, and I look forward to seeing you next week on another video. See you guys.